Hi everyone, my name's Tamara Chambers, and this is Tamara's Never Seen, and today I'm watching An American Werewolf in London for the first time. I took a break from making videos over the month of October, and it was lovely and wonderful, but also, that means I missed out on Tamtoberfest.
Tamtoberfest!
So I'm just gonna spend this month watching spooky stuff, and today we're watching An American Werewolf in London. I had just watched the original Wolfman movie in October, and found it to be a little lackluster, and a bunch of people recommended that I watch this to make up for it. I got these wolf hands. This little head. It's at the thrift store. 12 bucks. Malcolm, I'm a furry now. Okay, let's get into this 1981 classic, An American Werewolf in London. Let's go. Okay, I enjoyed this certainly more than the 1941 original Wolfman, and I keep knocking that in this video. I didn't think that it was bad by any means, and you can clearly see where it inspired a butt ton of other movies that came after it. It was just a little lackluster. I think that the main character was miscast in it, which I think is a very unpopular opinion, but hi, I'm Tamara, and I have terrible, unpopular opinions in film. This was a lot more interesting. 40 years later, the makeup and the transformation was so much better. I liked that they kind of took it in a goofier tone as well. There was some comedy in it. That was really nice. Is it just me though, or is it incredibly slow paced? I liked the characters a lot. I liked the story. I liked the effects. His transformation scene was so cool, but why do we spend so long in that freaking hospital? And then there's like a whole scene where he's just spending the day by himself, reading books. Like there's just like long sequences where we don't need that at all, and it just feels so damn slow. My mask is just laying there on the couch like this. It looks like he's ashamed of what I've just said. I'm sorry, buddy. It opens on Blue Moon playing, which is a great surefire way to get me to enjoy your film. To play like a Fallout song. Blue Moon, da 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 da. Fallout, New Vegas. It's the best. Overall, I think the music choices are just excellent in this movie. At the very end, it's so sad and ends on just like a really bleak note. Nothing's resolved, and well, I guess you could say it's ultimately very resolved, but it ends on like a very upbeat boo-bop ba-doop ba-doop song, and it's really fun. It starts on two Americans. They're backpacking through Europe, and they go to this pub called the Slaughtered Sheep, and everyone is super weird to them, and then they decide to leave, and everyone is like, well, shoot, YOLO, y'all are gonna die. Oops, because apparently there's werewolves in the area. And there's a big pentagram on the wall, which I found out through watching the original Wolfman is the sign of the werewolf. And it's so out of place in the pub, it's hilarious. And these people are just totally okay with the knowledge that werewolves exist. And they're kind of like out in a smaller town outside of London. So the Americans leave the pub, and the one friend, I think his name is Jack, dies, and then the other friend, David, I got both of their names, wow. David, again, sustains some injuries, so many injuries that he's in a coma for 3 weeks, and when he wakes up, he just has like one little scratch here, and then like some scratches here. Why did that cause him to go into a coma for 3 weeks? Is that just like the werewolf transformation period? Because it wasn't explained very well, but he was there for, it was 3 weeks. So then he wakes up from his 3-week coma, and the doctor's like, we've informed your parents, no worries. It's been 3 weeks that he's been in this coma, and his parents haven't just flown to London to check out what's wrong with their son? Their son was brutally attacked, and their son's friend murdered? And you're just gonna be like, cool, yeah, I bet they have it on luck. I bet everything's fine. Then we're in the hospital for so long. Like, it feels like we're in the hospital for another like 2 weeks. And he's getting to know the nurse. They're kind of fallen in love, falling in flirtations, and so when he gets released from the hospital, which is half of the flipping movie, he's in this hospital, then he goes and stays with her. He's first visited by his dead friend Jack, who has all of these like scratches, and he's clearly dead, ligaments are hanging off and stuff, which is very cool. The makeup is really cheesy, but I love it, it's awesome. And he's like, you have to kill yourself because you're the last werewolf that's alive, and until you kill yourself, you're gonna keep killing other people because you're gonna be a werewolf, and I also have to remain this undead thing, which sucks. So David goes, stays with the nurse. They have a very long shower and then bed sex scene, like just so long. It's so long. Everything is so long in this movie. Speaking of long, there's a lot of naked shots of David. He's naked half of the film. And like, why is he still in London? He was discharged from the hospital. He doesn't have any money, no funds, and he hasn't spoken to his parents. Don't his parents want him back home? I know he's an adult, but what is going on? What is happening? Then we get the transformation scene, and it's so freaking cool. How did they do this scene? It looks awesome. I love it so much. It was such a wonderful step up from the original Wolfman, which, you know, you work with what you can do at the time. I know that was 1941, but this was spectacular. His growing fingers and his growing feet. He's going through this excruciating pain, and Blue Moon is playing, and there's like a little Mickey Mouse little doll that's right next to him, and I love the goofiness of it because he is acting his little butt off. It looks terrible to go through. His little nails are growing through his skin. It's scary and so gruesome. And they pair it with the music, which I think, again, they just did that so well. He goes out and he kills 6 people. It's a pretty cool scene. And then he wakes up naked and alone in the wolf pen at the zoo. And then he has to get back to her flat somehow across London, completely naked. Then he sees his friend Jack one last final time. He's really decomposed at this point. It's really cool. At this point, it's just a head, I think, that they moved the mouth up. It looks awesome. Jack brings in the 6 people that he killed from last night. Now they're all undead. It's very, intense in points and then funny in other points. Like this one guy is like, you left my wife a widow and my children fatherless, so he's livid. Then there's this other couple who are like, hey Jack, nice to meet you, and they're like super happy and in love, and you just feel for these undead people. You want them to be able to pass over to death, but you also don't want Jack or David, what's his name, Daniel, oh god, David to have to kill himself, you know? He transforms once more, much quicker this time, a little less cool, but still fun to watch, kills a bunch of people. He's like cornered and he's in the center of London, which is an awesome scene. There's a bunch of cars crashing in and there's pandemonium and chaos, and that's really exciting. I loved this scene. I think the end is like really, it comes so quick when the whole movie has just been really slow, and then at the end, all hell breaks loose, and I just enjoyed it the most out of the whole film. And he gets out and they get him cornered in the street, and then his girlfriend comes and she runs to him and she's like, please, I love you, just let me help you, David. And then they shoot him, and then he's back to his David self and he's dead, and the movie ends. Just like that. Just on a very abrupt, sad note. I don't know if it was what I was expecting or not. I really enjoyed it. Though, again, just wish that it would have been a little quicker paced. It just felt so slow at times. I thought the transformation was awesome. Anytime you saw any kind of makeup or effect or decaying body or bloody mess, it was so fun. And at the end was just like nonstop, just delight, what I wanted the whole movie to be. I think I've only ever seen this film and then the original Wolfman. I don't think I've seen any other werewolf movies, unless you count Twilight. Do we count Twilight here? Are there others? Are there ones that are better than this one? Is this universally known as the best one? Please let me know if you know of one that you enjoy more than this one, but I've had this one recommended to me for so long. It's always been on my Tamara's Never Seen list, and so here we are. I thought it was pretty good. I will see you all next week. Bye! I'm a kitty, kitty, kitty. I'm a cat. If you mess with me, you're gonna get scratched. Do you like my nails? They just got them done. Live long and prosper.